With Formula 1 taking its usual summer break, media and journalists were looking forward to a nice long holiday. With now 2 major bombshells dropping, this has not been the case. Welcome to Turn 1. 37-year-old Fernando Alonso has announced his somewhat surprising retirement from Formula 1. I say somewhat surprising simply down to the fact that it is Fernando Alonso and we know how many times he's caught us on the way before. Alonso will have completed 17 years in Formula 1 by the time he retires at the end of the season. He's amassed over 300 Grand Prix and 32 wins and 97 podiums to date, as well as both the 2005 and 2006 titles with Renault. But why is Alonso calling it a day now? Well, he's already a double world champion after all and has completed 2/3 of motorsport's Triple Crown. For those of you that don't know, the Triple Crown is to win the Monaco Grand Prix, the Le Mans 24 Hours and Indy 500. Alonso only needs to win the Indy 500 now to become the second driver to complete the achievement, with Graham Hill being the first. Without getting ahead of ourselves, the first reason I have is age. At 37 years old, Alonso is nearing the end of his motorsport career. It's not all that often that you get a driver in Formula 1 competing at the best of 40 years old. In the 50s and 60s it wasn't uncommon for a driver to compete into their 50s. Louis Chiron, for example, completed the Monaco Grand Prix in 1955, aged 55 years old. And however, Formula 1 has changed and the physical aspect has only ever increased. You can't deny that after 17 years in the sport, it takes a toll on your body, and to be frank, Alonso has done amazingly well to make it this far. The Spaniard is running out of time in which he can accomplish all of his motorsport aspirations. As unfortunate as it is, the only way to do so is to leave Formula 1. In terms of what's in store for 2019, IndyCar has to be one of the most obvious calls. With only one leg of the Triple Crown left for Fernando and having come so close in 2017, the Spaniard will surely have the first to give IndyCar another crack. If you've been living under a rock for the past few years, Fernando Alonso took part in the 2017 Indy 500, following a joint effort with McLaren Honda and Andretti Autosports. Having led many laps of one of the most famous races in motorsport, Alonso's chances fizzled out as he was ironically put out of the race with Honda reliability issues. I can honestly see Alonso doing a full season in IndyCar in 2019. Firstly, the series is a lot more competitive and dare I say exciting than Formula 1 at the moment. Not only will it give him valuable oval experience and another shot at the Indy 500, it will also give him the opportunity to prove himself on some of America's toughest street circuits. I'd also like to point out the fact that the McLaren statement only said that Fernando Alonso will not be part of the McLaren Formula 1 team for 2019. So perhaps they're hinting again at an IndyCar introduction, but especially with Gilles de Ferran recently introduced into the team, it's looking even more likely. Alonso will continue the WEC Super season with Toyota Gazoo Racing, which ends in June 2019 with the second running of Le Mans. Personally, I don't see Alonso running the WEC again after completion of the season, as he was most likely going to be a double Le Mans winner at the end of it. Another unlikely shout for Alonso is Formula E. Although he hasn't hinted at going fully electric just yet, both former teammate Felipe Massa and 2016 world champion Nico Rosberg are involved. He could be tempted in, but the question is, would it ever fit into his busy schedule? It's unlikely, especially with WEC already on the cards and IndyCar the most likely path he'll take. A potential return to Grand Prix racing in 2020 is on the cards, however. He indicated that if McLaren's form improves, he may only be elsewhere temporarily. McLaren are expected to announce Carlos Sainz as Van Dorn's teammate for 2019, but perhaps we will see a full Spanish team in 2020. It's hard to say though, with Alonso only likely to come back if McLaren can step up their game. The best prediction you can make is that Alonso will be driving in IndyCar next season in a McLaren. It makes a lot of sense, especially with the talks going on between McLaren and IndyCar in relation to bringing a McLaren team into the sport, and especially with Alonso trying to complete and seal the Triple Crown as soon as possible. There are also talks of Alonso going to do the Daytona 500 one year, but again that is still just rumours, so nothing being confirmed then. But same with this IndyCar, it's only rumours at the moment, but for me that is the one that makes the most sense. Thank you for listening to this episode of Turn 1. Use the hashtag Turn1Podcast to get in touch, and our DMs will also be open to you guys at the F1 Live. So if you want to suggest anything, get in touch, talk about stuff, that is absolutely fine anyway. Until next time, see you on the grid.